Picture 60 tons of mechanized steel churning through the mud, bearing down on your position. The main battle tank ruled the battlefield with absolute authority. If you were a ground soldier in the 1960s, tasked with stopping one of these machines, your options were severely limited. The military's initial answer was the M72 LAW. It was a compact, disposable fiberglass tube that any soldier could easily carry alongside their standard rifle. It gave infantry squads a lightweight response for close-range ambushes, but its simple, unguided rocket was effectively useless against heavily armored targets at long distances. To reach out and destroy armor from miles away, the military introduced the BGM-71 TOW. This heavy, tube-launched system provided infantry and light vehicles with a massive, long-range punch. The catch? The TOW uses an optical system. It receives commands through wires unspooling from the launch tube. The operator must keep crosshairs locked on the target until impact, leaving the soldier completely exposed to enemy fire the entire time. As enemy tanks grew faster and their armor thicker, the military ran into a deadly mathematical problem. They needed a way to shatter tanks from afar without forcing their own troops to stand perfectly still and absorb returning fire. By the late 1980s, engineers delivered a solution to this vulnerability, the FGM-148 Javelin. The Javelin utilizes fire-and-forget technology. Once the missile launches, its internal guidance completely takes over. This completely severs the physical connection and allows the shooter to immediately duck safely back into cover. To defeat increasingly thick frontal plating, the Javelin was engineered with a top-attack flight profile. Instead of flying straight into heavy armor, the warhead climbs high into the air and drops vertically, striking the vulnerable roof where the steel is thinnest. In the field, this means a small, dismounted squad can lock on to an enemy heat signature, fire, and watch the munition arc over the terrain. A single hidden soldier can now reliably obliterate an advanced mechanized tank from miles away, staying entirely out of the line of fire. While infantry upgraded on the ground, the military pushed to hunt armor from the sky. In the 1970s, they began heavily arming rotary platforms like the AH-64 Apache. The defining weapon of this aerial strategy became the AGM-114 Hellfire, a guided precision missile relying on high-end optics and a laser seeker. Its accuracy made it highly effective, and eventually the Hellfire's capabilities expanded to remotely piloted platforms like the MQ-9 Reaper, allowing operators to strike from extreme standoff distances. However, laser designation has a tactical weakness. A laser beam can be scattered by heavy smoke, bad weather, or defensive countermeasures, breaking the lock and rendering the missile blind. To fix this, the 21st century military needed a unified strike weapon that could guarantee a hit regardless of the environment. The end result is the AGM-179 JAGM. The JAGM uses a highly sophisticated dual-mode seeker. It combines traditional semi-active laser guidance with a millimeter wave radar. If a tank deploys thick smoke to block the laser, the radar instantly and accurately cuts through the interference. Air crews now have an all-weather munition guaranteeing adverse environmental conditions cannot protect heavy armor from destruction. Look at the evolution from the 1960s to today. We moved from soldiers relying on short-range disposable tubes and trailing wires to deploying autonomous, top-attacking smart munitions. The multi-million-dollar main battle tank, once the apex predator of war, is now a highly visible, highly vulnerable target. Lethality is no longer exclusive to heavy armor. That power is now concentrated in the hands of individual ground troops and remote drone operators. By solving the deadly mathematics of distance and exposure, modern anti-armor systems have permanently tipped the scales of power away from mechanized steel and back to the individual warfighter.